Very good morning, dear students. So, the next topic mentioned in your syllabus, lipoprotein, and this is one of the important combination of the assembly of lipids and proteins. This is one of the molecular conjugate between lipids and protein. And this lipoprotein is very important in biochemistry, and it has lot of clinical relevance, and this plays some of the vital functions in our body. So in this class we are going to discuss the important aspects of lipoproteins. And as you all know, lipoproteins are the molecular conjugates of lipids and protein. There are so many definitions and the basic fundamentals. The lipoproteins are the members of the group of substance which contains lipids and protein. The lipid means the fat and proteins. Okay, this is the molecular conjugate, and it is a particle made up of droplets of fatty acids. Okay, droplets of fat which are surrounded by a single layer of phospholipid. Okay, it has a single layer of phospholipids, and this occurs in both in soluble and insoluble forms. In soluble form, this present in the egg yolk and the mammalian plasma, blood plasma, and in insoluble form it is mainly present in the form of membranes. Okay, cell membranes. So they are the modes of transport for the cholesterol to the bloodstream and lymphatic fluid. Okay, so these lipoproteins are the fundamental modes of transport for the cholesterol through the bloodstream and lymphatic fluid. And as I said, this is a molecular conjugate whose primary function is the transport of hydrophobic lipids molecules in water as well as in blood plasma or other extracellular fluids. And that is why I told it has a very important role in biochemistry. Okay, they are the primary agent which transport to the lipids in the body. And some of the general aspects of these lipoproteins are they are triglycerides and cholesterols which surrounds by a phospholipid outer shell with the hydrophilic portion oriented outwards and the water and lipophilic portion oriented inwards towards the lipid center. Okay, so they are the triglycerides and cholesterol which surrounds by a single phospholipid outer shell that has hydrophilic portions. Okay, and the hydrophilic portions orient towards outwards which surrounds the water medium, and the lipophilic portion which orients inwards towards the lipid center. Okay, and there is a special type of protein that is known as apolipoprotein which are embedded in the outer shell. Okay, and which is stabilize the complex and giving the functional identity to the lipoprotein. So this apolipoprotein that is commonly present in the outer shell which stabilize this lipid as well as lipid complex and gives them to functional stability, and they gives the molecular conjugate appearance to the lipoprotein. And if you look, there are several enzymes, transporters, structural proteins, antigens, adhesins and toxins are of lipoprotein. Most of them are lipoprotein, the molecular conjugates. And there are different types of lipoproteins are present, and the lipoproteins are classified based on their size or density. Okay, and the main lipoproteins are the plasma lipoprotein. There are so many lipoprotein. Main things are plasma lipoprotein, and these are classified based on different aspects such as size and density. And the various types of lipoprotein, mainly 5 different groups of lipoproteins are present. First one, chylomicron. Next one, high density lipoprotein or HDL. Next one, low density lipoprotein or LDL. Next one, intermediate density lipoprotein or IDL. Next one is very low density lipoprotein, that is VLDL. So these are the major types of lipoproteins. Now we are going to discuss the characteristic features, the comparative account of all this lipoprotein. Okay, so here the density and the diameter, the percentage of protein content, and the percentage of cholesterol and cholesterol esters. Okay, and here the percentage of phospholipid, and here the percentage of triglycerides. Okay, so these are the triglycerols. Okay, so these are the important characteristics. So in this table, high density lipoprotein, their density is greater than 0.63 and they have a diameter of 5 to 15 nanometer. That has the 33% of protein and 30% of cholesterol and cholesterol esters, 29% of phospholipids, and 4 to 8% of triglycerols. Okay, and in the case of low density lipoprotein, that has 1.019 to 1.006 the density, and that has got 18.28 is the diameter, 25% is protein, and 46 to 50% is cholesterol residues, and 21 to 22% is phospholipids, and 8 to 10% is triglycerol. And next one is the intermediate density lipoprotein. The size is 0.06 to 1.06 to 1.019, and that is the density, and the diameter is 25 to 50. It has got 18% of protein, 29% of cholesterol esters, and 22% of phospholipids, and 31% of triglycerides. Okay, here you can see the triglyceride composition is increasing here. And very low density lipoprotein, that is it has got the size is 0.95 to 1.06. Okay, the diameter is 30 to 80, and it has got only 10% of protein, and 22% of cholesterol esters, and 18% of phospholipids, and 50% of triglycerols. And here the density is 0.95 and it has got chylomicron. The density is 0.95 and 75 to 1200 is the diameter. It is highly varied. Then the percentage of protein is only 1 to 2, and it has got only 8% of cholesterol, and it has got 7% phospholipid, and most things are triglyceride. 83 to 84% is a triglyceride. So these are the composition of all the major lipoproteins, and now we are going to discuss one by one. Okay, chylomicron. Chylomicron, it is ultra low density lipoprotein. Okay, it is ultra low density lipoprotein, that is known as a ULDL. Okay, ultra low density lipoprotein, ULDL, and this lipoprotein particle consists of triglycerides, which has got 85 to 92% of triglycerides, and phosfolipid 6 to 12% of phospholipids, and cholesterol 1 to 3% of cholesterol, and protein only 1 to 2% of protein. The previous table we have seen another percentage, but this is the most recent percentages based on the some of the research work. And they transport the dietary lipid from the intestine to other location of the body. Okay, and the chylomicrons are found in endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, they are originated from endoplasmic reticulum in the absorptive cell, that is known as enterocytes of small intestine. Okay, so they are the major group of lipoprotein that enable fats and cholesterol move within the water based solution of the bloodstream. Okay, the major groups of lipoprotein that allow the that moves in the water based solution in the bloodstream. And there is a specific protein that is present in chylomicrons are ApoB48. This is the specific type of proteins. Then these are the largest and least dense lipoprotein with the highest triglyceride content, as we have seen. Okay, and it consisting of a protein component which wrap around the diet derived cholesterol and fats. Okay, the protein component is wraps around the diet derived cholesterol and fats, and it travels from intestinal lymphatics to the large vein and stick to the inner surface of the capillary blood vessel, tiny capillary blood vessel inside the muscles and the fat storage cells in various parts of the body. Okay, and the fat is digested and the cholesterol is remained there. Okay, so that component is known as chylomicron remnant. Okay, so chylomicron remnant is the component that once the fat is digested, the cholesterol will be remains. Once it is digested, it will travel to the liver where the cholesterol is completely metabolized, and the chylomicron deliver fats and cholesterol from the intestines to the muscle, fat cells and the liver. Okay, so these are the most important functional aspects of chylomicron. Then the structure of chylomicron, as I said, it has got a central core formed of non-polar lipids. Okay, and the outer layer contains polar lipids. Okay, here you can see the central region consisting of triglycerols, that is TG, and cholesterol esters. Here you can see C stands for cholesterol and T stands for triglycerides. Okay, lot of cholesterol and triglycerides are present in the center, and the outer layer consists of phospholipids. Here you can see the outer layer consisting of phospholipids, and then it consisting of non-esterified cholesterol. Okay, and the protein. Okay, here we can see the proteins, apoproteins. Okay, and this is the proteins are different apoproteins: apo A, apo B, apo C, and apo E. These are apolipoprotein. T stands for triglycerides. T stands for C stands for cholesterol, and the green. Okay, this green region consisting of phospholipids. Okay, so this is the structure of chylomicron. As I said, this is apolipo B48. Okay, and this is the phospholipids, and you can see inside you can see triglycerols and cholesterol esters, and these are the cholesterols. Okay, and the size is approximately 0.1 to 1 micrometer diameter. This is very, very important. And the triglycerides has 84% of triglycerides, 2% is cholesterol, and 4% is ester cholesterol, and 8% is phospholipid, and apolipoprotein is 2%. Okay, so this is what is the the component. Okay, so this is all about the structure of chylomicron. Here you can see it is a globule like fat globule, perfect structure. Okay, so this is a three-dimensional structure. This is the cross sections. Okay, so here you can see the structure of a chylomicron. Then what are the major functions of a chylomicron? So chylomicron plays a very important role in the lipid metabolism, digestion and absorption of lipids. Okay, you have already studied in your physiology digestion and absorption of lipids. Chylomicron plays a very vital role, and the nutrient circulations and absorption of absorption in the intestinal wall. Okay, the nutrient circulation and the fatty acid absorption in the intestinal wall. Okay, then it gather the protein and cholesterol from the lymphatic system. It will collect the proteins and cholesterol from the lymphatic system, and which supplies the triglycerides and cholesterols to the tissue. Which supplies the triglycerides and cholesterol to the tissues. Then the next one is very low density lipoprotein, or VLDL. Okay, so this composed of protein, fats, and cholesterol synthesized in the lipid, and as the name indicates, this very low density lipoprotein, very much close to chylomicron. It is associated with 5 different apoprotein: apoprotein B100, apoprotein CI, apoprotein C1, apoprotein C2, apoprotein C3, and apoprotein E. Okay, so these are the different types of apoprotein that is commonly present in VLDL. Then it is converted to intermediate density lipoprotein and low density lipoprotein by the removal of apoprotein. If the apoprotein is getting removed, this will be converted into either intermediate lipoprotein or low density lipoprotein. Okay, and except this B100 all other can be removed, okay, and it will be removed along with the other component, okay. Then these are the second component that is regarded as that consisting of a high percentage of triglycerides, okay. So VLDL is regarded as the second most lipoprotein that contains the triglycerides, okay. First you know that is chylomicron, okay. Then the next one is intermediate density lipoproteins. So these are the intermediate between VLDL and LDL, okay. The VLDL and the LDL, they are not usually detectable in the blood when fasting. They cannot be when you are fasting, they are not able to detect this particular component. Then next one is low density lipoprotein or LDL. So this is the last VLDL remnant, okay, and contain mainly cholesterol. This may contain mainly cholesterol, and the only one protein that is associated with LDL is ApoB100, okay. All these forms carry fatty acid and cholesterol produced in the liver to the tissues, okay. And LDL particles are referred as a bad, okay. These are known as a bad lipoprotein or bad cholesterol, because the concentration of this particular, the high concentration of this particular component that leads to, that is accumulated in the blood as well as in the capillary blood, this one the blood system, okay, blood capillaries, and that leads to arteriosclerosis, okay. So that has the concentration dose has a direct correlation with the arteriosclerosis progression, okay. Then the next one is a high density lipoprotein or HDL, okay. This has the highest protein lipid ratio, and so it is the densest lipoprotein. It has the apolipoprotein 1. The main apolipoprotein is mainly present in HDL is apoprotein A1, okay. This is known as a good cholesterol because it carries the cholesterol away from the tissue, okay, which removes the cholesterol and away from the tissues to the liver, okay, and that leads to the lowering of blood cholesterol level, okay. So when it is taking this cholesterol away from the system, that leads to lowering of blood cholesterol level. That is why the high concentration of HDL that is associated with in this particular such kind of patients, okay, such kind of a system, okay, that is associated with a lowered risk of cardiovascular diseases, okay. So the high lipoprotein content, okay, high density lipoprotein is high than the that has got a less chance of cardiovascular disease, okay. And HDL levels are the higher with exercise and higher estrogen level with alcohol consumption and weight loss, okay. So when HDL level are higher with exercise, then higher estrogen levels, then with the alcohol consumption and weight loss. So all those things level of HDL will be lowered, okay. Then here it is the function of lipoprotein chylomicron. The major function is which deliver the fatty acid as part of triglycerols, which forms dietary fat to the muscle and adipose tissues. Then chylomicron remnant that deliver the dietary cholesterol to the liver. Then VLDL that deliver the fatty acid attached to the triglycerols and derived from the liver synthesis to the non-hepatic tissues, okay, muscle and adipose tissue. Then LDL form, this is from a VLDL, very low density lipoprotein, and which it delivers cholesterol derived from the liver synthesis to the various tissues. Then HDL, which collect or scavenge cholesterol from a non-hepatic tissue and delivers to the liver, okay. So in general, whatever we have been telling, in general the function of lipoproteins are which serves to transport the lipid and lipid soluble component between tissues and organs. This is the major function, which transport the lipids and lipid soluble component between the tissues and organs. So they act as the substrate for energy metabolism, that is especially triglycerides. Okay, then they are the essential component for the cell, such as cholesterol and phospholipids. They are essential component of the cell. Then they are the precursors of hormone. Okay, cholesterols are the precursors of the hormone. Then these lipoproteins are lipid soluble vitamins. It has it can solubilize the certain vitamins such as a lipid soluble vitamin A, D, E and K. Okay, and these are the precursors of bile acid. Okay, cholesterol is the precursor of bile acid. So these are the major functions of a lipoprotein. So once again we can go through the entire topic what we have studied in this particular class. Chapter was the topic was begins with the introduction to lipoprotein. There we have discussed the salient features of the definition of lipoprotein. Next we have seen the general aspects of lipoproteins. Then we have seen the major types of lipoprotein depending upon density or size. It is classified in 5 different group of lipoprotein. Okay, chylomicron, VLDL, okay, IDL, LDL and HDL. Okay, then we have discussed the features of major lipoprotein. The compared some statistical analysis, okay, between their major salient features. Then we have discussed chylomicron in detail. This major types of lipoprotein. Okay, chylomicron we have discussed about the general features, the structure and function of chylomicron. Then it has got a very low density lipoprotein. We have discussed next one VLDL. Then we have discussed intermediate density lipoproteins. Then we have discussed low density lipoprotein or LDL. And finally we have discussed the high density lipoprotein. Okay, these are known as bad cholesterol. Then HDL is known as a good cholesterol. Okay, then functions of the lipoprotein we have discussed individually and the overall function also. So this is all about this particular class, dear students, and these are the text as well as reference book. Okay, so you can have a look into it and you can refer some of the textbook. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this particular class. If you are having any clarification you can ask me. Okay.